everybody. How's everyone doing this evening? I am on assignment to tell the world who I am. For those of you who don't know, my name is Sharon Sharon L. Dennis, and I was born December 27th, 1965. And yes, I say that proudly because every year is a blessing. But when I tell people that I'm from Newburgh, New York, it surprises me how many people actually have heard of Newburgh, you know. But just a little bit about myself. As far back as I can remember, I have always been in a fight. Not a physical fight, you know. I've always been quiet type of person, but my fight has been a spiritual fight, spiritual warfare, if you will. I've always been like extremely shy, very fearful, and lack confidence. I had very low self-esteem as a child. I remember, Mama, you might can attest to this. When I was a child, being in school, and the teachers used to have they would call Mama and tell her that Sharon is not talking in class. She's not raising her hand if she doesn't understand something or she has questions. She won't talk to anybody. You remember that?
Yes, I remember.
Y'all hear that?
But I had to tell them that you were automatically quiet. That was your quiet by nature, but that you understood.
So yes, Mama's gonna be making little comments from time to time in the background. But yeah, I mean, I've always been that way since I was a very little girl, but yet and still, in spite of that struggle, I've always loved God and music. You know, those were my two escape. What I used to escape, what I used to communicate, was Jesus and music. So, with that being said, I started singing around the age of 4 years old. I started singing in church. We had the kids choir. I remember singing with the kids choir. And then as I got a little older, me and my sisters had this group called the Dennis Sisters, and I sang with them as well. The first 17 years of my life, I went to the House of Joy, Firstborn Church of the Living God, and they had this song. Remember the song? Firstborn Church of the Living God is moving through the land. Oh, Firstborn Church of the Living God is moving through the land. The Firstborn Church of the Living God is moving through the land. And I know that it will stand. Yes, I still remember that, y'all. 50-something years later, and I still remember that song from my childhood. Yes. I gotta say, when I was about 7 years old, and my Aunt May Francis, she made a lasting impression on my life. She might not be aware of this, but May Francis Leggett, many of you know her. Many of you know her. She was the district missionary. I'm not sure of all of her titles back then, but she was very well known. But I used to really look up to her because it was how she moved in the spirit. You know, it was like she was fearless. I'm out here at the Cypress Grove Park. It's my first time ever coming here, and it's really, really nice. The reason I'm here today is to talk about my new single that will be coming out shortly. I wanted to kind of talk about where the title "Bigger Picture" came from. Um, I was in a place of stagnation for a while. Um, and the reason is because I felt like I wasn't in alignment with God's will for my life. Some of you can uh, probably identify with what I'm saying. There was a period where I was going through health challenges, and my voice even changed. There were I couldn't hit those high notes that I used to be able to hit, and I was just in a place where I felt discouraged concerning my music, and I felt like maybe I waited too long. Maybe it was just too late for me. And some of you probably feel the same way that I did. But then I was reminded about the talents in the Bible, and I didn't want to be labeled wicked and lazy. So I didn't want God to look at me and be like, you didn't use the gift and talent that I gave you. So I started changing my perspective, and also when you look at Moses in the Bible, um, uh, hold on, I got my notes right here. God told Moses, "Use what you got." Okay, and there's a little phrase in my song where I say, "Use what you got." Use what you have left. It might not be what it used to be. It may not be everything that you think it should be. But use what you got left.